everyone, it's Ryan Gray here with NameHero.com. So as we head into 2018, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to start doing here at NameHero.com. If you're a frequent reader of our blog or a visitor of our training center, then you know that we like to do a lot of training. Now this is because that I used to own a very popular internet marketing discussion forum and training center, and so we did a lot of video content on teaching people how to do affiliate marketing. Since that's my background, I bring that over to the web hosting industry to train you as the webmaster or the reseller how to run your own web hosting business, or just how to have a better hosting experience overall. You know, we know that web hosting is needed to have a website and have a website online, but a lot of times it's overcomplicated, and a lot of companies make it that way, it seems. So our goals here at NameHero is to try to simplify this entire process for everyone that needs a website. I frequently use the example of my dad that owns a self-storage facility. Having a website for his business is very important because he needs to show up not only in the search engines, but he also needs a website that he needs to put on his business cards and on his billboards and all that. Well, people like my dad, they don't have these tremendous budgets to pay a web guy, so to speak, to put up their website and do all that. Instead, he uses WordPress, where he can easily deploy his website, pick a theme, and have a professional looking page that he can manage and he can update it. So that's just part of our training here at NameHero. So as we enter 2018, we're coming out with our all-new shared web hosting packages. Now at NameHero, we're known for our high-speed cloud hosting. We don't own traditional dedicated servers here at NameHero. So simply put, all of our servers lie inside the cloud, and this gives us an extreme amount of redundancy, security, and reliability. If you're a customer in NameHero, you know we very seldomly go down. We offer 99.9% uptime and pretty close to 100% most of the time, unless there is an unspokeable issue, which of course we're dealing with computers, so sometimes we have that, but it's a very rare occurrence, and that's because of our infrastructure. So in this video, I want to highlight our new hosting packages and what this means to you and how you can use these for your business. Unlike the other guys and gals out there, we're actually going to specify the amount of RAM you can use, the amount of CPU cores your website can use, and I'm going to explain this in just simple English, what it means and which package you should best select for your business. I'm also going to compare our competition, so some of the other well-known hosting brands out there. I'm going to compare them to NameHero so you can see how we're different and how we offer, in my opinion, the best value for your dollar. When I started NameHero 3 years ago, it was my goal to create a web hosting infrastructure that was extremely reliable, extremely redundant, extremely fast, but also affordable. I found that by running my internet marketing discussion forum, there wasn't a lot of web hosts out there that offered the value. Sure, you can go buy hosting for a couple dollars a month, but it wasn't high quality. To have a high quality infrastructure, I found myself, and as well as members of my discussion forum, spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month on servers and server architects and server admins. So instead, I try to take this whole process and simplify it down into what is now the NameHero platform. And so you can sign up for a couple dollars a month, and then you can scale as your business grows or as you need it. So you can come in with this at NameHero. You can start with a small package. As your website grows, as it gets more traffic, then you can grow up with it. Now, if you're like my dad and you have a self-storage business or a local business that doesn't get a lot of visitors every day or every month, then you can just stay put on your package that you have. You don't have to worry about growing on up. But if you're an internet entrepreneur and you're running a business and you're going to grow as your business grows, then we have that option available for you too. So in this video tutorial, I'm going to walk you through step by step. I'm going to explain to you the NameHero difference, and it's also some of the core principles and values that we believe in to building a better hosting company. Since 2015, I've just been extremely humbled by the growth at NameHero. I knew that our service was in demand. I knew that our service was needed, but I had no clue we would grow to host as many websites as we do today. As we enter 2018, we have a lot of goals for this next year to becoming one of the top web hosts in the world, and we're going to continue to do that by offering our infrastructure along with our 10 for 10 customer service and customer support. I owe a lot to our support team here at NameHero. We have a great group of guys and gals that works with us, and again, I can't say enough about them. And I welcome you to read our reviews. Go to namehero.com/namehero-reviews.php or just namehero.com and click reviews at the bottom, and you can read hundreds of reviews from current customers about our support, about our service, so you can rest assured that that you're making the right choice with NameHero.com. So now I'm going to turn it over to where I show my screen so you can see me walk through. I'm going to first show the competition, show what they offer, and then show what we're offering in our packages. And then I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to set up your web hosting package with us here at NameHero.com. So enjoy the tutorial. And welcome to NameHero.com. So in this first part of the tutorial, I want to talk a little bit about NameHero compared to the competition out there. Now, I've said many times, you followed our blog, that there is so many web hosting companies out there. Sometimes I get exhausted at doing competitive research. I mean, it really is a web host in every part of the country, every part of the world. So it can become overwhelming. And I can only imagine as a consumer, someone looking for web hosting, who do you go with and why? Most of the time, people just go with the big brands, those that have been around the longest, because they want to be with someone that's going to be around, and I can understand and respect that. So I want to dig into those. So I've chosen 4 of the more well-known web hosting names out there, and I'm going to compare NameHero to each one of them. And then after we get through the comparison, I'm going to go through on how to set up a web hosting account with us here at NameHero, and I'll go through everything step by step. So feel free to use the fast forward features. If you're watching this video on YouTube, if you're watching our blog, you can kind of skip around if you need to. And I also try to put in this video bookmarks so you can kind of skip where you need to get to. So right now I'm on the NameHero main website. So before I get to our packages, let's go take a look at HostGator. So HostGator.com, they've been around since 2002, so they've been around quite some time. They're owned by Endurance International Group. They were purchased by a young entrepreneur, sold the company to them in 2012. So he started the company in 2002, and he ran it for 10 years before selling it. HostGator used to be known for top support in the industry, and they quickly became one of the biggest web hosts in the industry. However, ever since EIG has purchased them, the reviews just don't seem to be there. And you can go on Trustpilot and kind of read through them yourself, because I don't want to come off as bashing competition, because that's not what I'm not here to do. But I am here just to kind of compare the features. So I do recommend, whoever you decide to go with, go check out some reviews and make sure you're checking out sites like Trustpilot or Shopper Approved, reviews that are published by a third party. If you just search, HostGator reviews, it's likely you're going to find one of their marketing websites. It's been set up by them, so they seem to be a bit biased. Try to find the Trustpilot reviews or a third party, non-objective person to get your reviews from. So let's look at the features. So when I go to HostGator here, I've got their main slider here, and it's talking about their powerful web hosting made easy and affordable, starting at $3.95 a month. So let's click Get Started and see what they have. So this is their packages. They've got 3 different ones: the Hatchling, the Baby, and the Business. The Hatchling allows for a single domain. They tout one-click installs and unmetered bandwidth. The Baby plan has unlimited domains. You can host more than one website, one-click installs, and unmetered bandwidth. The Business plan has you can host unlimited domains. You have the one-click installs, unmetered bandwidth. They also offer a private SSL certificate and dedicated IP, and they also offer a voice over IP phone service. So their smallest plan starts at $3.95 a month, and then it goes to $5.95 a month through these 2. Now, this is something I've noticed that some of the larger web hosting companies are doing right now, is they're offering one package at this lower rate, and they're offering their next to it the same rate. So I don't know why you would want to go with the Baby when you get the Business for the same price. My only assumption is, if you look at the rebuild terms, so if you see this star here, this is the getting started rate. And maybe they put this here down here at the bottom. Let's go look. Price reflects discount on first term. So if I click this, it tells us that after the first billing term, then it starts billing at the next rate. So it's my assumption here that they're getting you in for the same rate for the Baby or Business, but then when this goes to rebill after your first billing term, whether that is a month, a year, 2 years, or 3 years, then they're hitting you with an additional cost. So that's why it's different. At first I was like, what? Why do they have the same prices? But that's why. They're trying to get you in at a low rate and then lock you in at a higher rate. It's kind of how the web hosting industry works. And we do the same thing at NameHero. We have a promotion rate for new customers, people that are, apprehensive at first. And then once you get locked in, it goes up to the normal price. That's not unheard of, and that's why they do this. So let's just compare all the plans really quick. Now let's go down here and take a look. Let's see their features here. So disk space is unmetered. We see this now pretty much across the web hosting industry, as pretty much everyone offers unlimited disk space for basic web hosting packages. There's, of course, limits somewhere along the line, so we have to see where. You can see disk space is unmetered, meaning there's no limit to hard limit enforced. However, we must require full compliance to our terms of service in regards to disk space utilization. We'll contact you with any concerns. So most web hosts, they don't limit by actual disk usage. Most of it is by the inode or a file. So we call it inode limit at NameHero. Some people may call that number of files. So that's where the limit really comes in, because someone might have one big zip file, and that's not going to really affect the performance of the overall servers. But if you have like 100,000 files, well, yeah, then that might start to affect the server performance. So you have to have some type of limit somewhere. So disk space is unmetered at HostGator. It's unmetered at NameHero, but rather you've got these other limits that are kind of in the TOS and stuff. At NameHero, we put these on our order page. They say, well, it's in our terms, but we'll contact you if we have a problem. Bandwidth, it's kind of the same thing. Most places don't limit this, but of course, if you have some crazy popular site, or you're probably going to need a VPS anyways. So with the shared hosting industry, it's unmetered or really not really monitored unless you really go over it. So at NameHero, this is why we offer cloud hosting, because you can start with a small package and upgrade on as you see fit. At HostGator, they said that they'll contact you if they have any issues with you. Nice to know. So domains allowed. This is how many websites you can host. You can see with their hatchling, you can do one, the baby unlimited, and the business unlimited. Now, I want to mention this because this is really important. These are add-on domains, meaning that when you sign up for web hosting, you get access to one cPanel account. And so hosting unlimited means you can add on more domains inside of that cPanel. That's good for your personal usage. But if you're wanting to host a website for, say, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your friend, your mom, your dad, who have you probably want to get a reseller account so you can create their own cPanel account, because cPanel accounts are unique to one person. They only have one login. There's not multiple logins of cPanel accounts. So it means unlimited domains for yourself, unlimited websites for yourself. If you're hosting more than one site for other people, then you need to have a reseller account. And we sell plenty of those over at NameHero. So you can research NameHero reseller, or you can look, HostGator offers a reseller package as well. But if you're just, these basic web hosting packages are primarily for an individual business that is looking to host one primary website. Yes, unlimited domains, that is if you want to add on other websites, but primarily you're just hosting one website if you're buying just basic web hosting. Okay, dedicated IP address. You can see it's included with the business, and for the other two that it is not. Most of the time, people like a dedicated IP address. It used to be for an SSL certificate, but that's really changed in recent years. Most of the time, people get a dedicated IP address for email delivery. They want the highest level email delivery, so they get a dedicated IP. So HostGator doesn't offer that for their other two. And private SSL, they offer it with just the business plan. A lot of web hosts, like us here at NameHero, is we offer SSL with all domains and all subdomains, free and automatic. You have to have their business package to get it. So you can see if we get down here, they say they've got 24/7 support. They've got instant backups, no contract, 99.9 uptime, AdWords, Bing credit, and free setup. They've got unlimited subdomains, FTP accounts, add-on, anonymous FTP, and they've got their web hosting features, WordPress, MySQL, CGI, Fast CGI, PHP 5, Ruby on Rails, SSH, Perl, Python, SSI, cron, curl, GD, ImageMagick, streaming audio and video. So pretty much this is all the standard stuff, and you're going to see pretty much all this same stuff offered across the industry. These are all basically basic cPanel features that are found inside of cPanel. So these are the same at NameHero, at HostGator, at BlueHost, at InMotion, at A2Hosting. All the basic features are mostly the same. What you're really paying the difference for is disk space, bandwidth, and resources. So here they don't really limit any of those. They don't talk about any of those. So really the only main difference at HostGator you're getting is the ability to host one website versus hosting multiple versus hosting the dedicated IP and private SSL. So let's look at BlueHost. So BlueHost, we click on, we see the best web hosting starting at $295 a month. Get started now. Let's take a look, see at their packages. So you can see kind of the same as HostGator. Now it's important to note that HostGator and BlueHost are the same company. BlueHost was also started by a young entrepreneur in the early 2000s. EIG, Endurance International Group, purchased them as well around the same time they purchased HostGator, and give or take a year or two. I'm not quite sure. You can look it up. They're publicly traded on the markets, so you can look them up. But basically, they are the same company, the same support team, same sales teams run both companies. So their packages aren't a whole lot of different. So you can see they have a basic, a plus, and a prime. Their basic is the one website. The plus is multiple. The prime is multiple. You can see here they list their regular price. So remember, this is why HostGator does this too. They get you in at $545 a month, but then it goes up. So it's going to increase on the rebill to this original price. So that's why it's higher. That's why they want you in on the prime. So they're going to get $4 more out of you per month versus the plus. Disk space is unmetered on these two and 50 gigabytes on their basic. Bandwidth is unmetered, which is pretty common. Performance is standard. Now, this is something we're going to talk about that's a lot different at NameHero. So far, we've covered HostGator's hosting, now BlueHost hosting. Both of these companies, these hosting packages specifically, are using traditional dedicated servers. This means they're actually using physical servers in a data center with spinning hard drives, SATA hard drives, and traditional equipment such as the Apache web server. Just very standard equipment. So no bells and whistles, just plain old hosting. So this is where we're going to see a difference here when I talk about InMotion, A2, NameHero. BlueHost and HostGator are basically the standard equipment. They offer other packages where they offer a little bit of better equipment, but not in their basic here. So we can go down here. They limit included domains. BlueHost offers a free domain registration or transfer with their hosting packages. They offer one per package. They limit the park domains to 5, 25 subdomains, and 5 email accounts on their basic, where the others are limited. Email storage to 100 per account, and no marketing offers. Me personally, I've never seen a great value in these marketing offers, because really, if you just get on Google, you can find $80 a year in extras, $24 a year in extras. You can find like Spam Experts, Domain Privacy, Site Backup Pro. You can find that at other places. They kind of just lump it all in. So I don't think that's really a huge selling point. I think the biggest selling point here is the number of websites and the disk space. I think most people go with the plus. Some get the prime, but I mean, really, there's not a huge difference other than the extras. And again, the extras are really useless in my opinion. They also have a pro here where they offer their dedicated IP and SSL certificate. So that's $13.95 a month. So they're charging a good bit to get that dedicated IP and that SSL certificate. Okay, so these are probably the two most well-known companies outside of GoDaddy. I'm not comparing GoDaddy specifically because I've got a blog post on them in particular, how we compare against GoDaddy. But outside of GoDaddy, probably HostGator and BlueHost are two of the most known names throughout the industry. So very standard, basic hosting. They've been around probably the longest. I mean, right there along with GoDaddy, since the early 2000s. So let's talk about InMotion. They're another company based out of Virginia Beach, I believe, Virginia. And they're a good company. They've got really good reviews. Like I said at the beginning, go search your Trustpilots, go search your other third-party sites to get reviews. If you just Google, such and such reviews, you might find marketing websites that's been set up. So you want to make sure you find those unbiased reviews. But InMotion's got some good ones. Now let's click on their web hosting, and you can see they've got several different options here. But we're going to talk about the business hosting, just the basic web hosting. So let's take a look here. So also, unlike HostGator and BlueHost, InMotion uses SSD drives. So they say up to 20 times faster than spinning drives. Without a doubt, if you're buying web hosting in 2018, you're looking for solid state drives, SSD drives. If you're using a new Mac or a new computer, most likely it's got an SSD or a flash drive sometimes as it's called. The old SATA or spinning hard drives, those are old school and they are known to fail. They're slow. So you want to look for SSD. So in my opinion, if I'm signing up for web hosting, HostGator and BlueHost are out because they don't have these SSD drives. Trust me, you can go sign up an account right now at HostGator, sign up with their penny special or whatever, and then go sign up at InMotion or NameHero or A2 even, and notice the difference when you upload a file or go to your website. It's quite a substantial difference. So that's important to note because up until now we have not talked about that. So let's see, they've got 3 different packages here. They've got their Launch, their Power, and their Pro. Once again, they've got the same price for Launch and Pro, with then it going up on, or there's Launch and Power is the same price, and it goes up on the Pro. They're also going to hook you in for $7.99 a month after your first billing term, $9.99 a month, and then $15.99 a month. So they're hoping you're going to choose the power off the start, and then you'll rebill at a higher rate. So that's not uncommon in the hosting industry. We've seen that now at HostGator, we've seen it at BlueHost, now we've seen it at InMotion. Now they limit the number of sites you can host. On the Launch, 2 websites. On the Power, 6, and on the Pro, Unlimited. So a lot of people are going to choose the Power because they're thinking, well, I need hosting for 1, maybe 2 sites, so let's just go ahead and buy the 6 just so we have it. They also have unlimited disk space, unlimited bandwidth, unlimited email. Now this is important because they put 2 times performance. What's that mean? Hover over here. As you grow through our business hosting plans, each plan is more powerful than the last in terms of the number of visitors that can be supported and how fast your content can be delivered. The Power and Pro plans can utilize a greater level of server resources like RAM and CPU, granting them at least 2 times or 4 times performance respectively compared to the Launch plan. So we see this at InMotion, and we're going to see it again when we talk about A2. At NameHero, I just hate to not list the exact limits. I don't like to put 2 times performance because 2 times what? We're just not seeing that in InMotion. 2 times what? 4 times what? Okay, you just told me it's better performance, but if I have this site and have all these visitors, how much can I use and whatnot? So that's something we do different at NameHero. And I don't want to bash InMotion, but they just don't put it on there. They just say 2 times performance or 4 times the performance. They don't really get into what is the performance difference. So we will get into that at NameHero. Now you can see they also have their marketing tools. It seems to be a popular thing, in a security suite. You can click their question marks to find out more about these. A lot of times these are just kind of the extra. In my opinion, talking with customers each day, these type of items don't have a whole lot of input on what you buy. Now if you go down here, you can see they tout some of their main features. Free SSD drives, that's a big one. We need that. Everyone needs that. Free domain. So they have a free domain, much like BlueHost. They have a 90-day guarantee, free backups, free one-click installer. Now this is getting into the basic cPanel functionality. Most everyone has a one-click installer, so it's not as a selling point like it was 10 years ago. Code in more languages. Again, most everyone has all this. Secure IMAP. Most everyone has this. Max speed zone. So they have where you can choose your data center. That's kind of a unique feature. SSH access. So if you need SSH, that's important for some people. And they have Google Apps integration. I don't really worry too much about Google Apps either because you can go to Google directly. You can buy an app account and you can integrate it with any web host. So they tout it because they've set it up to be easier inside of cPanel. Well, okay, cool. But Google Apps is really easy to integrate whichever way you put it. So if you get down here, you can see they've got some more details. That's unlimited. Now they limit the number of databases you can have, which I think is interesting. So essentially, this is limiting the number of sites you can host because really, if you're hosting WordPress, each WordPress site needs its own database. So if you have 2 WordPress sites, you can only use 2. If you even though they tout 6 sites here for the Power, you can have 50 databases. So essentially, you could have 1 for each 6 site. And the Pro is the unlimited. Website supported, free domain registration, no downtime website transfers, that's standard. Free backups, 24/7 support, 90-day money back. Advertising credits. Again, you can find the advertising credits. Use Google AdWords voucher, Bing voucher. A lot of times you can call Google and they're going to give you that free credit as well. So I don't see that being a huge selling point. We've got a website builder, max speed zones. Again, they said they allow you to choose your data center. That's important to some people. Pro level support. You can see that's interesting that they only offer Pro support for the big package. Since our Pro plan offers almost unlimited everything, we can create an SLA that ensures that we deliver you 99.9% uptime. Our goal is to keep your sites online and functioning. If we don't accomplish our goal, we'll credit you free hosting. So they don't offer a Pro level support with their small packages. We're seeing this more and more in the web hosting industry as a whole. Companies are upcharging for support, or they're having priority support. At NameHero, I just hate to do that. At NameHero, I believe that each customer should be treated fair and equally regardless of the package they have. Now, let me tell you why. I already mentioned at the beginning of this video about my dad's self-storage business. Now, my dad doesn't have a huge budget. But if he needs support, goodness gracious, he's a 65-year-old man. If he doesn't understand things as quickly as some maybe people younger that's had the experience. So he deserves the same caliber of support as someone that's a webmaster paying $100 a month. So we just try to offer that for everyone. I think it's a feature that's needed. You need to have support regardless of what package you have. Because I can just see in my opinion. I can see my dad signed up for this basic or this next one here and then calling up saying, hey, I need some support. Well, you don't have the pro level support. How do you get that? Well, it's hidden at the bottom of our sign up page. So again, not knocking them, but that's my personal view on it. And you can come to your own opinion. We all have our opinions. E-commerce ready. So I'm assuming this has to deal with PCI compliance and stuff. Not here. Free SSL. It's included in all these. Again, we're starting to see this more and more in the hosting industry. Okay, and then we've got PHP, Ruby, Perl, Python. That's standard cPanel. PHP 7 support. It's 3 times faster load times. PHP 7 is a new standard. As we go into 2018, you should be using PHP 7 on your website. If you're not, you're kind of behind. So most all web hosts support that nowadays. SSH access, WordPress CLI. This is the command line interface for WordPress. Most all web hosts offer that nowadays. We do it NameHero, Google Apps, business class hardware, control panel. So this is cPanel. You can click here to demo it, but BlueHost, HostGator, InMotion, A2, everyone uses cPanel. Most all the big brands use cPanel. Way back in the late 90s, early 2000s, some companies tried to create their own control panels, and they really realized that they're either going to be a web host or they're going to be a software developer. So pretty much nowadays, anyone's going to use cPanel. Okay, 400 free applications. Again, that's inside of cPanel. WordPress, PrestaShop, or Joomla pre-installed. It's interesting. They offer that. Safe application rollback, park domains, subdomains, spam safe, and malware protection. So you can see that's their offering there. Pretty much same standard features. So the main difference between HostGator, BlueHost, and InMotion is the SSD drives. They're 2 and 4 times performance. That's the main difference between where we are so far. Once again, we're not sure the performance edition here. So let's take a look at A2Hosting. So here's their site here, A2Hosting.com. These great group of guys, by the way. I personally have some friends that work at A2Hosting. I really do think they do a great job with their hosting. So let's just take a dive into their features here and talk about their packages. So they offer Linux plans and Windows plans. Linux is basically what most all websites run on nowadays because of the security, performance, reliability. If you're a novice and you're just getting started with your website, maybe a new blog, maybe a small business owner like my dad, you want to stick with Linux. So you might be familiar with Windows because that's the operating system your computer runs on, but most people do go with the Linux. So that's what we're talking about. So you can see they've got 3 different packages here. They have different prices on each. Here's the real price of the packages here, and these are their promo rates. So we can see for about $4 a month, we do Lite, it'll go up to $8, $4.50 goes up to $10, and $9.31 goes up to $19. So the Lite, much is the same as we're seeing at the other sites. This is for a single website. One website, 5 databases, unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, cPanel, free SSL and SSD, no turbo. So remember, InMotion called this performance. HostGator and BlueHost just said standard. So no turbo here, but here you've got turbo. Anytime money back guarantee. So a lot of companies, they have different 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, anytime guarantee. So if you're not happy, we'll give you back some money. And I also look in the fine print there to see what exactly that means. How much are they going to give you back? 2 years into it, how much are you due back? So again, the main difference between these looks like the website. So if you want to host one website with no more than 5 databases, you would pick this Lite. If you want to do more than that, you would get the Swift. Probably I'd say, and they have it on here, most popular, the Swift, because if you're thinking, I'm starting one website, but I might want to start another next week or something like that, or I might need an extra blog or a staging something, so I'll go with the Swift. So I'd say a lot of people go with that for that reason. But my thing is the turbo here. Let's click it here. Let's see what they say about turbo. Okay, turbo, up to 20 times faster page loads. Learn more. Take a look. An Aberdeen group study shows a 1-second page load delay caused 7% decrease in conversion rate, 16% decrease in visitor satisfaction, 11% fewer page views. Don't fall victim to a slow host. So what makes Turbo different? Fewer users per server, A2 optimized, powered by APC, OP cache, and Turbo Cache, uses less CPU and memory than Apache, handles connections faster, more efficiently, provides enhanced security. Learn more. So they're calling this Turbo, and this is kind of their own product. And I'm going to assume they're using either Nginx or LiteSpeed web server instead of Apache. See enhanced performance over Apache. So far, BlueHost, HostGator, they use Apache. InMotion didn't tell us, and so their Pro package or whatever offers Turbo. It doesn't have Apache. And this is important when we talk about NameHero. So their Turbo is their fast one, so to speak. So that's the one that, I'm the type of person, I'm kind of an extremist. If I'm going to go with it, I want the fastest and the best. So I would probably go with Turbo if I was going to choose A2. And again, we got full details. So we can go down here and kind of dig into the meat and potatoes of their package. SSD is great. RAID 10 storage, this is great because this protects the drive. Let's say that one of the servers crashes. If they're using RAID 10, that means the solid state drive or the hard drive is actually mirrored in real time. So if that one SSD drive in the machine bites the dust and has a catastrophic failure, there's a backup automatically of your data. It's easy to recover it. Yes, there might be a little downtime involved, but your data is safer. So that's why we like RAID 10. We did not see that at HostGator. We did not see that at BlueHost, and we did not see that at InMotion. So that's something that A2 provides. Transfer, they transfer over your websites. Or no, this is bandwidth. They'll give you unlimited bandwidth. And then we see that, SSD, then the Turbo. Free SSL certificates. So this is Let's Encrypt. We're seeing this more and more in the hosting industry. All domains have SSL. All domains and subdomains. This is important. This is what we also offer at NameHero's Let's Encrypt. Nowadays in 2018, there's really no reason why your website should not have SSL. Google already said, I think 5 years ago, if you don't have an SSL certificate, we're going to show you lower in the rankings. So why would you buy a hosting plan without it? If it comes free, why would you buy without it? Remember, HostGator only offered it with their business. BlueHost, I believe they offer it here with their Prime. They might offer it for all of them now. I'm not sure. We didn't see this here. So it looks like A2's, they put it right up here. We're offering Let's Encrypt. So that's important. Perpetual security, hassle-free anytime money-back guarantee, 24/7 support, 5-star average, over 4,300 reviews. Read what our customers have to say. Okay, seeing reviews. See, my problem with these reviews is they're not on a third party. So these are on A2Hosting.com. And if I click read complete review, how to get online. Okay, so now I'm getting maybe a third party, but are they an affiliate? How to get online, are these guys an affiliate? See, if you hover over the link, you can see that it links out howtogetonline.com/A2Hosting. So they're getting paid for this review. And it probably says it at the bottom somewhere. They're getting paid. Let us know. Conclusions. Hosted by InMotion. It doesn't say. If they're in the United States, they're supposed to say if they're getting paid for the review. So what I like to do is just recommend you're looking for those third-party reviews. But let's just go on down here. So they've got some of these. If I click this, where does it go? It's not loading. Come on, A2. Okay, so see, this review's on their site. So, of course, if they're publishing reviews, they're not going to publish bad ones. I mean, at NameHero, we wouldn't, or we don't. So you'll see we've got some reviews published on our site. So we're looking for third-party reviews is what I want to find. Not seeing third-party. Down here. 1,800 reviews. This doesn't click. Okay, so I'm having a hard time locating the third-party reviews. But again, get on Trustpilot, get on and Google, start looking for third-party reviews. I mean, I've heard great things about A2 hosting, but I would just look for that as well. I think How to Get Online is getting compensated for theirs, so that we can't really trust those type of reviews. Okay, but that compares A2, InMotion, BlueHost, HostGator. Out of these, me personally, I like A2. I like the guys that run it. It's good company. They're not a huge corporation that's publicly traded, so that's why out of the four of those, that would be my favorite. With InMotion coming in second, I think they do a great job at InMotion as well. I feel like HostGator and BlueHost are just really large brands owned by EIG. I think they both lack features. They both lack SSD. I don't see the SSLs. And I just feel like they're just owned by a huge corporate conglomerate now, and they don't really care as much about the individual customer as they maybe once did. So again, if I was going to pick out all of them, I would pick A2 followed by InMotion. But now I want to talk about NameHero. Now, of course, I'm going to have a bias. I'm the owner and CEO of NameHero. I'm going to have a bias, and I want to tell you why and go through our features as well. But the purpose of this review is to inform you so you know, hey, NameHero, this sounds right for me, or maybe InMotion sounds better, or maybe A2 sounds better. You can make that decision yourself. So if let's go back to our slider here at NameHero. We've got 3 different products on the page here. Freaky fast web hosting starting at $329 a month. And the real price is $5.99 a month. Free domain, free Auto SSL, free migration, one-click WordPress install. Okay, so let's take a look. Get started. Okie doke. So let's look at this. Now, these are our new hosting packages just released for 2018. We have 4 different packages. So let's go over our main features. First, we offer a free domain registration or transfer for the first year. And this is on the .com, .net, .org, .biz, .co.uk. So those TLDs. So if you have one of those and you want to register it or transfer it, it's free for the first year on packages longer than a year. So that's these two, this or this one, paid longer than a year. If you're just going to pay for 1 month, it doesn't come with the free domain or transfer. So that saves you right off the bat about, let's just say the average price of a domain is about $10 a year, or maybe $12 a year. So that's going to save you right there. So just think about that. Keep that in mind. Cloud hosting for speed. At NameHero, we do not own traditional web servers. So far, we've talked about HostGator, BlueHost, InMotion, and A2. All of them operate on standard dedicated servers versus the cloud. So at NameHero, when I started NameHero, it was based on technology that I used for my own websites. And so the important part for me to be on the cloud is to have the reliability, security, and scalability. So that's why I like the cloud, is that we can't oversell our services, so to speak, because we can scale our servers up to more resources on demand. So we don't really have to worry about overloading a server, because obviously we're just going to add more resources to that particular server as we get more people on it. And then we have this whole process that we use. So it's true cloud hosting at NameHero. That's a big selling point. Big reason why I started NameHero. Free SSL certificates. We're also integrated with Let's Encrypt. So every domain, every subdomain that you host with us comes with a free SSL certificate. And it's automatic too. You don't have to install it. You don't have to request it. You don't have to go out and do anything. It just will automatically install once your hosting package is set up. And you have to wait till the DNS propagates. So, okay, that's 3 main features: free domain, cloud hosting, and free SSL. High-speed and secure web hosting, try risk-free. So let's go on down here. So we have 4 different packages, and we do things a little bit different than the other people because we want to allow you to choose the package that works best for your site. Now, since we're on the cloud here at NameHero, this is the cool part. You can start off with a starter. You can say, okay, I'm like Ryan's dad. I've got a small business, a self-storage facility. We might get 5-10 visitors a day to our website. We need to be in Google. We need the website on our business cards and billboards and commercials. But we don't get a ton of traffic. And you can get the starter cloud. Suitable for around 10,000 visits a month, maximum. It's normally $5.99 a month, but it's currently, for the Winter Hero, it's $3.29 a month. And it's hosting for 1 website. So much like HostGator, BlueHost, InMotion, and A2, we have an introductory package. Comes with 1 free domain. You can hover over here, see the terms. First year domain registration fees included with the hosting package. It renews at the regular price. Unlimited SSD storage. Click this. 100,000, 250,000 inode limit. So we just, instead of saying we're going to contact you if you go over whatever we don't like, we put it out there. That's the number of files you're allowed to have in your account. So 100,000 is the soft limit, 250,000 is the hard limit. So if you have, some big media files or whatnot, we're not going to dock you for gigabyte usage. It's more the file count. The average website only has about 10,000 files at most. So really, unless you got something crazy going on, or also we see people that don't ever delete their emails. If you host your emails with us and you have all these spam emails, then you might hit these limits, at which time we'll say, hey, your emails are using up all your space. Let's delete them for you, your spam emails. So that's what we see there. Most of the time, you're not going to have to worry about this limit. Running NameHero for the last 3 years and hosting over 10,000 domains, I have only seen 3 or 4 customers hit these limits. And then we always say, hey, it was your emails, or hey, you have a cache, or something's going on. If you're hitting these, something is happening to cause that usage. You should not have to worry about that 9 chances out of 10. Unmetered bandwidth, this is the same with the other providers. If you have a crazy popular website, you're most likely going to hit a CPU or a RAM limit before you come close to the bandwidth. In 2018, bandwidth is cheap. It's not like it used to be back in the late 90s or 2000s when we had to have limits on this stuff. Nowadays, bandwidth is cheap, so it's unmetered. There's probably not a host out there that charges for bandwidth unless it's on a VPS, a private server. Okay, so now that's covered. Let's talk about the CPU cores. So instead of just saying turbo or saying fast, we actually tell you how many CPU cores you have access to. So CPU, this is the processor inside of the web server, and this is what makes the website work. When people go to your site, it starts using the CPU cores and RAM in the server to load the site, to make it fast. So the more cores you have access to, the faster it's going to be. The more RAM you have, again, virtual memory, the faster it's going to be. So on your computer you use, when you go buy a new computer, you always pick one with a certain amount of RAM. And if it doesn't have at least a gigabyte or two, it's slow. So kind of think about it like that. On your computer, if you have all these programs, the more programs you have, the more RAM you need. So at NameHero, we just list it right out front. Here's what you're going to get per package. The good thing, since we're on the cloud, you can start off with the starter and grow up to the business as you need it. So of course, the more visitors means more usage. So the more hits you get to your site, the more RAM you're going to need. So again, you can start here and work your way on up as you see fit. Free SSL, HTTPS, this is on every single plan at NameHero. It's free, complimentary, automatic. Free SSD, RAID 10. So again, we have the solid state drives. I know we did not see that at HostGator. We didn't see that at BlueHost. We introduced those at InMotion and A2, but we have the free solid state drives. We do not own a SATA drive at NameHero, so we don't even have one of those old school hard drives. We don't buy them because we don't use them. Free LiteSpeed cache. So this is something different. And for those of you that are hosting WordPress sites, do some research on the LiteSpeed cache. So we don't use Apache web server like HostGator, BlueHost. InMotion, I believe they offered the Turbo on their 2 packages. And then remember A2 had their 1 package, they offered Turbo. At NameHero, all of our packages use LiteSpeed web server SSD RAID 10 on the cloud. So we don't have a separate package for Turbo. I started NameHero because I wanted packages that were fast for everyone. So again, we don't own a traditional dedicated server. We don't use Apache web server at NameHero. We only use LiteSpeed web server, and we only use solid state drive. So there's not that option, here. It's not an upsell. It's just standard for all accounts to have that. So the LiteSpeed cache is a plugin that you use for WordPress to make it load extremely fast. It's an enterprise-based plugin, meaning that if you go buy a dedicated server somewhere, you'd have to buy the license to it. So this comes free. So it's a really big selling point to those looking for a true managed WordPress experience. Those that are looking to have the fastest hosting for their WordPress, they want the free LiteSpeed cache. That is available with all of our packages. Free Cloudflare with Railgun. So I didn't see this at the other ones. I think A2 offers it as an upsell. So Cloudflare, you might be familiar with them. They're an actual content delivery network, and they make your site load faster. They take your CSS, your JavaScript, and your images, and they kind of accelerate all of it. They accelerate the load. The Railgun is another piece of technology that if you buy separately at cloudflare.com, you have to have at least their business package, which is like $200 a month. Well, we're partnered with Cloudflare, so that is free at NameHero on all accounts, the Railgun. So what I suggest you do is you sign up, set your site live. You're going to notice a huge speed increase, but then activate Railgun. You'll notice a substantial speed increase on top of that. So in NameHero, I wanted to start the company to be an extremely fast web host. So that's why I decided to build everything in the cloud, to use LiteSpeed web server, to use SSD drives, to give you an allocated amount of RAM and CPU, but also with all those features, we also add in the Cloudflare and Railgun. So you're having every single feature that you need to be fast without spending hundreds or thousands of dollars a month. It's an affordable thing. And the reason being is me running my own companies online since the late 90s. These are all technologies that I use on my own websites. So I wanted to see that everyday average Joe, the everyday people like my father, have access to this technology on their sites for a fraction of the cost. So that's the main purpose why I started NameHero and why we offer such features with our packages. Standard. They're not upsells. They're just offered in all of them. Okay, so now we've got the more basic features, the unlimited park domains, the unlimited subdomains, the unlimited email accounts. Across all the hosts we've talked about so far, we see very few limits on that stuff anyways. If I hover over superhero features, I can see LiteSpeed web server. Again, some companies, they offer this as the upsell, and they call it Turbo. They call it different things, but it's faster than Apache. SSD RAID 10, we've talked about that. Maria database, now we get some questions about this, and let me talk about that real quick. So most everyone watching this is familiar with MySQL, knowing you have to have a MySQL database for your WordPress install. Well, Maria Database is a drop-in replacement to MySQL, and it was actually created by the same people that made MySQL. What happened was several years ago, MySQL got bought out by Oracle, and the original group left MySQL. When they left, because they weren't happy with the direction Oracle was taking it, they created another company called Maria Database. And so basically it's the same thing as MySQL, but it's faster and better performance and better security. So it's kind of got those aspects in it. It's just like MySQL. Your MySQL scripts will all still work with it, but they're just going to be faster. So that's another selling point we offer here at NameHero. We don't have MySQL installed on our servers. It's all Maria Database because that's what I use. And I know from my experience having websites that get a lot of traffic that's what you need. So that's what we offer to all of our customers. Daily backups. All of our accounts have free complimentary nightly backups that you can access via cPanel. The only catalyst behind the backups is you cannot have more than 100,000 inodes. If you have more than 100,000 inodes, you don't get included in the daily backups. This is because for server performance, if we included those accounts, which I said are few and far between, with more than 100,000 inodes, it would slow down the server for everyone. So we don't want that. So we had to kind of we had to draw a line in the sand, offering unlimited disk usage. We had to draw a line in the sand, where do we limit our backups? Our backups are limited to 100,000 inodes. And you can see this inside of cPanel once you sign up. You can see how many inodes your site's using. Remember, I said the average site might use 10,000 inodes at best. Probably even less than that. Probably 1,000, 5,000. 10,000 is probably on the max side of it. Probably not going to come close to it, but it is important to note. 24/7, 365 support. I think most all the other companies offer that as well. I know with HostGator and BlueHost, they've been playing around with getting rid of their ticket desk, and they only have live chat. NameHero, you can call us on the phone, you can hit us up on live chat, or you can submit a ticket. Me personally, I've always been a ticket fan because I like to type my issue out, so then they can work through it. And we like tickets at NameHero for that reason. I feel like live chats, a lot of times if it's a complex issue, you're going to submit a ticket anyways to get all the details in it. Phone calls are sometimes hard because you're trying to hold the phone, and it's good for quick questions. But if you need, an issue sought out, I personally like tickets. But we have all three channels are available to you at NameHero. So that's our core features. Now, if you scroll on down here, well, let's talk about the packages first. So each one of our packages, the main difference in all of them is the CPU, is the RAM, and then the inodes. So 100,000 inodes here, 100,000, 250 here, and then 250,000 to 500,000 inodes, and 250,000 to 500,000 inodes. So kind of these two are similar, these two are similar. And the difference is the cores and the RAM. So if you're not a techie, which no worries, you don't have to be, and you know nothing about CPU cores and nothing about RAM, look up here at the visits per month. Look how much visits your website gets. Most people are going to be able to choose the starter cloud if you're like my father, but if you are an internet entrepreneur and people are going to your site actively, you might want to look at the turbo cloud for 50,000 visits a month, because that's a little bit more than 1,000 visitors a day. If you're getting a lot, you might want to go to the business if you're getting several thousand visitors a day. Maybe you have 5 websites and collectively they get 80,000 visitors a month, so you'd want to go at the business cloud as well. Now, if you start to hit any of these limits, it actually shows up in your cPanel. We don't just suspend you. There's a little red message center in cPanel. If you hit any of these limits, it's going to tell you. So then you'll know to upgrade. So if you're coming in, probably our most popular package is these two, the Plus Cloud and the Turbo Cloud. These two are the most popular. Most people would just start with this one, and if they need to upgrade, they'll go on up. But this is probably just the most popular at NameHero, and since you can upgrade automatically in the interface, it only makes sense to choose one which based on your monthly visitors, and then kind of go up from there. Okay, so we scroll down here, we've got some details here, and this is just some standard stuff, just some standard features we have, basically all the same stuff that's in cPanel. We've got our reviews, we've got a tutorial. This video I'm recording now is actually going to replace this tutorial. Special intro offer, let's talk about this. All of our plans here are based on the first term, and we're new at the regular rate. So this is important because we get a lot of questions on this. Let's go back here so I can show the prices. This price here is the promo rate. So by default, if you click on any of these links, it's going to ask you to sign up for 36 months, 3 years. That's for the best price. Now, if I click here, it explains it, and I even have a nice little video that talks about it. We reward customers that sign up with us a longer term. So if you want the best price, you sign up for a longer term. And we also find that, like, a lot of people, like my dad, he doesn't want to pay monthly for something or worry about his card getting messed up or something. He wants to pay every 3 years and be done with it. That way he can depreciate it out in his accounting and not have to worry about web hosting. So we really feel that that's applicable to a lot of our customers. So the longer you decide to sign up with us, the better rate you're going to get. We have a 30-day refund period. If you do choose to take advantage of that, we do have a small setup fee. And this is to allow, if you come in, you sign up, things don't work out, we're going to give you the majority of your money back. But we do have to charge a small setup fee because there's some time we have to pay our techs to help you out. So all that stuff's in there, refund request, the registration domains, the money back guarantee, and the no commitments. There's no contract at NameHero. If you want to go month to month with us, you can, but there's not a long-term contract. So that's all the terms and fine print. I'm big about transparency at NameHero. I want to have everything out there in front of you. Now, a big thing here at NameHero is our reviews. Now, like I said on A2, InMotion, HostGator, BlueHost, go for the third-party reviews. So let's talk about that. Down here on NameHero, we've got our reviews, social media reviews, industry reviews, support reviews, and uptime. So I click reviews. These are collected by Shopper Approved. This is a third party that actually collects reviews for us. We wanted to provide a non-biased opinion of our services. So at NameHero, if I'm providing the reviews on our site, then we can only put the 5 stars, right? So these actually feed in from shopperapproved.com. And you can see beside it says verified buyer. That means Shopper Approved and our order system, they actually talk to each other. And when you make an order, it shoots that order number, not your personal stuff, but it shoots that order number to Shopper Approved. And then they'll send you an email separately, not from us. And they'll say, hey, what do you think of your order? And then you can review it. And then it matches up, so it verifies you. So we do this to have non-biased reviews. So you're reading reviews from real customers in real time. This stuff's published instantly. So we can see what people are saying. Some people decide to use it to leave a name. Some people leave a location. Some people don't. You can see we've got quite a few of them. So we've got several pages here. One through, wherever else it ends. But we've got several on there. So you can read through these and you can click Shopper Approved. Excuse me. You can go to shopperapproved.com and look on their site here. This just gives you that peace of mind that it's a true third-party objectable reviews. So you can see they've got a directory of companies they work with. They have a login and learn more. So these are reviews from 279 actual customers that they've collected for us. And again, here they are on their site. They've linked to us here. You can learn more about Shopper Approved here. You can see all of our reviews here. So I feel like it's important to link to that page from NameHero. So you can see that on a page we can't edit. We cannot edit this page. If you leave a bad review, the bad review is out there. If you leave a good review, it's out there as well. But that's just how it is, right? There's no changing it. And this is what we strive for at NameHero is 100% customer satisfaction. All the bells and whistles are great, but without the customer support and satisfaction behind it, it's worthless. That's why we believe highly on 5 for 5, customer service and satisfaction at NameHero. That's why the first bit of reviews are from Shopper Approved, third-party, non-objective reviews. So make sure you check those out. Now, I wanted to take it a step further. So you can see we have some people that have written blog posts about us and on a forum. We include some of our social media reviews because, Facebook's a big thing nowadays. If you're out eating dinner somewhere and you don't have a good experience, you don't post a good review on their page. So we post some of these on our site here from Facebook, and you can go on Facebook and read them as well from actual customers that have left them. So we do that. Going down here. Now, these are some industry reviews. Now, we did put these on the page. So these are kind of the more objectable reviews, right? Because obviously, if you say we suck, we're not going to put that on our page here. But, we wanted to include these as well. They were sent in to us. Now, this is something big we do at NameHero, and this is called our support reviews. What we do is when you send us tickets and we answer the ticket, after the ticket's closed, you're then provided a survey. And then on that survey, you can rate us a 1 to 10, or 0, not rate us. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, and a 0 saying that, no opinion. And so what we do is each month is we publish this. So let's take a look at November. So November 29th at 2017 at 6:50, someone rated us 9, no comments. November 29th, 10th, the best support team. The 10th, no comments left. 0, they didn't rate it, but please provide the live chat to all country. This is because our live chat is just English-speaking countries. Our texts are only English-speaking, so they had a little issue with that. But 10, no comments left. 10, as always, you guys rock. So you can see we put everything on the table here. We want to be completely transparent. Look, you make a pain-in-the-ass move stress-free almost. The stressful bits are my mistakes, LOL. Thank you. So again, we don't hold back anything. So each month, I personally put these up. I go in the support center, I copy and paste, screenshot these, and put them on the site. When I'm doing staff evaluations, when we're training people, these are the same stuff that we do in training, the same stuff that we review performance. Support techs get bonuses based off of this type of feedback. So this is always important. And if you become a customer at NameHero, I really do appreciate when you leave us feedback. So I can see from my CEO standpoint where we went right, where we went wrong, or what can change. So we put these up here though to give potential new customers just to let them know that where we come from and the type of service that they're going to expect from us. And see, you can see this person here, 5. Sorry, Paul. I try not to fill yours out. Remember to back up files like htaccess when working with them. So, we value feedback like that. But you can see the majority of our customers are very, very pleased with our technical support. And again, we provide this each month, so you can go back and you can read October's. For some reason, they came out smaller in October, September. So you can go through and read through what people have been saying over the months. So, we're putting this out there for you to read, for you to know, for potential customers. We also publish uptime reports. Now, these are from 2016 from a couple of our nodes. We will have the new ones for 2017, about to end soon. We'll have those up there as well. So we're not going to sit here and BS about 99.9% uptime because you read that everywhere, right? I'm just going to put the server reports up there. And so you can pick and choose. You can look at the uptime reports from a third party and you can say, yes, I want to work with NameHero, or no, I don't want to work with NameHero. Finally, if you do sign up with this and want to submit your review, you can do it here. This is a third party as well. So it goes through their system. This is from Host Advice. You can see here. So this doesn't go to our email here when you submit that. Okay, so that's our reviews at NameHero. I'm going to go back to our web hosting page. So that's what you can expect as a customer here at NameHero is, we're very upfront, straightforward. Are we the best price web host? Well, no. Price, they differ. Yes, we compete with other companies, but it's different. What do we offer? What do they offer? So the first part of this tutorial is just talking about the other guys and gals out there. What is out there and, what you should look at when making your decision. Me personally, when I'm going to buy web hosting, I want to look at how popular my site is, how much resources I need, and then make a plan based off of that. And remember, at NameHero, since we're all in the cloud, you can scale up automatically, meaning you don't have to move, you don't have to have downtime. If you start up on the starter cloud and you need to go to business, you can do this with a couple clicks inside the interface. You don't even have to contact us if you don't want, but of course you can, and we will do it for you. So that means if you're using one CPU, you're like, man, my site got popular overnight, or I got featured on Facebook, or my post went viral in the Washington Post, then you need to upgrade to Business Cloud. Well, boom, we can do it for you. If you get really popular and need to go to a VPS, we can do that as well. We can scale it up automatically because you're on the cloud. And that's the flexibility with this here at NameHero. Reviews are right here. We talked about those. These are non-objective, all from a third party. You can click here to verify it. We highlight some of our features, the free and Auto SSL, which is a big one. The Cloudflare and Railgun's a big one. Daily malware scanning. I think I only noticed this at InMotion. We have this on all accounts. If you run WordPress, malware can be a problem, meaning getting malicious files inside of WordPress. We automatically scan those every single night for malicious files, and we'll clean those up automatically for you. We have the RAID 10 storage. Remember, we didn't see that at HostGator or BlueHost. Maria database, we talked about that. The LiteSpeed web server. Manage WordPress. So we are a managed WordPress company. All of our servers are optimized for WordPress, and of course other softwares out there too. WordPress is the most popular content management system out there. So we've specifically designed our platform for a high available, performance, secure WordPress infrastructure. So if you're using WordPress, rest assured that we've ran through almost every scenario to make sure your site will be fast and work perfectly with WordPress. The nightly backups are there, and of course our superhero support. Got more reviews we highlight, and then we have our comparison chart here. You can see kind of the breakdown of everything. And you can see we put everything out there. We've got the inodes out there. We try to not put any fine print, just put it all out there. Now, you can see gelled SSH access. We don't really publicize this a whole bunch, but it is there. You have to request this, though. We do this for fraud purposes to make sure that only people that have SSH access are legitimate people that have goodwill. So if you need SSH access on your account, submit us a ticket. We'll have it hooked up for you in about 10 minutes from the time you submit the ticket. But it is available. And you can see we also offer multiple PHP versions. So if you're in, we always recommend running the latest and greatest PHP, right? For the performance and security, you want to run PHP 7. But if you have some old scripts and you need to run those, you can go all the way back to PHP 4 and you can select that inside of cPanel. So inside of cPanel, we have that. And I'll show you that when I demonstrate my sign up here in just a few minutes. We have Ruby on Rails, Perl, WebML, and the nightly backups up to 100K inodes. Once again, the promotional price is first term. It renews the regular rate. Then we show some more reviews. We've got our frequently asked questions. What is LiteSpeed web server? It's 9 times faster than Apache. What is Maria? Our uptime, where servers are located, the limits per cPanel, all kind of fine print limits here. If I hit the limits, will you transfer my website? Do you allow adult content? No, we do not. So let this be a reminder to everyone watching this video. I know some people get mad at me for this. 0 adult policy at NameHero. We don't mess with it. People like my dad that own a self-storage facility, they do not want to be on the same server as a pornographer. So that's just here at NameHero. That's our policy. Don't do it. We provide SSH access. Yes, our Turbo package. Actually, it's on all of them now. I need to update that. Okay, so we got some more text here if you want to read more. This video I'm recording now is actually going to replace this one from 2017. So that's a comparison. That's NameHero versus HostGator, NameHero versus BlueHost, NameHero versus InMotion, NameHero versus A2. Without a doubt, I'm biased. So if I'm going to sign up for web hosting, I'm picking NameHero, and that's that's what I'm going to pick. I like A2Hosting. I like InMotion hosting. I don't like HostGator and BlueHost for the fact that they do not have the SSD components. They don't have the cloud components. I'm either in InMotion or A2. The Turbo at A2 looked good, but it wasn't across all of them. InMotion also wanted me to pay for priority support, and I think A2 does too. So at NameHero, we're a little different. We offer SSD, RAID 10, cloud hosting, performance on everything, SSL on everything, and support on everything, priority support on every package, regardless of what you sign up with. So that's a comparison. I'm going to pause this video really quick. Get my screen prepared to show you an example sign up. I'm going to sign up for a package and walk you through it step by step so you can see actually how the sign up process works and how simple and flawless that we try to make it for you. So I'll resume this video shortly. Hey again, it's Ryan here with NameHero.com. In this portion of the tutorial, I'm going to actually pick a package and sign up at NameHero and guide you through the whole process to getting set up with us. So the first thing I like to do is choose my domain name if I don't already have one. So if you click on domains right here, you can search in this box, and I really like this box because it instantly searches whatever you're looking for. So let's just say I want to type in my new blog. So you can see immediately you're going to see what options are open. And I personally designed this instant domain search like this because I like to sit here at random times and search for domain names. Another one of my hobbies, so to speak, is I invest in domains that I consider to be premium. And maybe I'll sell them one day, or maybe I'll just inherit them on to my children. But I like to use this as my first step. Just sit here and play with it, and you're looking for a name that's available for your hosting. Now, if you already own your domain, that's fine. You just choose that on the sign up. But anyways, I'm going to just do secure web hosting. And you're going to see .com's taken, .net is open. So for this demonstration, I'm going to sign up using securewebhosting.net. Not a bad name, right? Okay, so we're going to navigate over to the web hosting package again. page, and you can add it here, but we're just going to do it from the web hosting page because we want to select our package, which one's best for us. So you can see we've got the Starter, the Plus, the Turbo, and the Business Cloud. Now, for this example, I'm going to consider it's a brand new website, and so I'm not getting any visitors yet. I'm just now starting it, but I know I'm probably going to use more than 1 gigabyte of RAM. I want it to run a little faster, so I'm going to demonstrate with the Plus Cloud. I would say after running NameHero for 3 years, the Plus Cloud is our most popular package because it's a little bit more than the Startup. But then again, it's quite more affordable than the Turbo Cloud. So it's really good for those that are just getting started with the 2 CPU, 2 gigabytes of RAM. It comes with 1 free domain, unlimited SSD storage with the 100,000, 250,000 inode limit. So this is what I recommend to get started. Now, the other difference, the main difference between this and the Turbo is the Turbo Cloud can be paid monthly, whereas the Plus Cloud has to be paid 1 year up front. As I said, at NameHero, we reward customers with loyalty, so these first 2 packages can only be paid yearly, every 2 years, or every 3 years, whereas the Turbo Cloud and Business Cloud, they can be purchased once by the month, for the year, for 2 years, or 3 years. To get the best rate, though, you sign up for 3 years. So that's what I'm going to do here. And plus you get the free domain. So for this one here, I'm going to enter secure web hosting.net. Check it. And we just searched it and we saw it was available. So it says, congratulations, securewebhosting.net is available. Continue. And now it's going to allow me to review my selection. So I got the Plus Cloud. 6 websites allowed, unlimited storage, unmetered bandwidth, 2 CPU cores, 2 gigabytes of RAM, LiteSpeed cache, Cloudflare, and SSL. So here's where you can select your billing cycle, 12-month, 24-month, or 36-month. Now remember, this isn't showing the promo. The promo shows it at the checkout. You can see discounts apply on checkout. So again, I want the best available rate, so I'm going to go with 36 months. I'm going to scroll down here, and it's asking me for drop my site offsite backups. Highly recommended. This stores your data in a third-party location. I've already covered in our beginning of the tutorial about how at NameHero we provide complimentary nightly backups for up to 100,000 inodes per account. So you're going to have those backups, but if you would like to have off-site backups, meaning that if tomorrow NameHero blows off the face of this earth, which would be a tragedy, but we would, we don't expect that to happen, but just in case, it's always good to have additional backups. So I'm going to say, well, yeah, I want to do it for 5 gigabytes, and you can upgrade this at any time. So even though you're allowed to have unlimited storage, 5 gigabytes will be included in the backups, and then of course you can increase this as your data increases. It's $1.99 a month. Next is dedicated IP address. Now, this is for the highest level of email delivery. So if you plan on sending and receiving emails on your account, you want to get one of these. It's only $2.50 a month. It's billed yearly, and it's just going to make sure you have the highest availability of email. I recommend it highly. Okay, so now we're going to have to configure our domain, and we have 3 different options here: DNS management, ID protection, and email forwarding. If you're buying web hosting with us, DNS management's included, so you don't need to select this. The only one you need to select if you're buying web hosting is ID protection. This keeps your domain safe from spammers, keeps your personal information in the Whois database masked. And you can go to whoishero.com and you can read all about our privacy protection product that we offer. But basically, we replace your public information with ours so spammers don't get your email address, your mailing address, and your phone number. Really good value. Definitely recommend adding the ID protection to every domain you register. Email forwarding, once again, if you're buying hosting, it comes with it. So we're going to continue on. Okay, so now we can review our cart here. You can see with our current winter special. Now, if you're watching this video in the spring or the summer, it might be a different rate. It most likely will be different savings for different times. So if you're getting the Winter Hero special, congratulations. If you're getting a different special that we're running, congratulations as well. But you can see this coupon code is saving us $194 $2.08. So it's substantially saving off of this rate here. So that's why I like signing up for 3 years, because you're going to save the most. So that's going to be our total, our IP address and our domain. The domain registration is free. You just have to pay for the privacy, which is only $2.98. So we can see our subtotal, our savings here of almost $200, and our total charge here. So I'm going to click on checkout. And now we just have to fill out our information. So let's just go right ahead here. Ryan Gray. Account into your. Just going to enter my email, phone number, company name, don't have one. Enter the office address. Also, we really recommend it if you let us know how you heard of us, whether it is on Google, Bing, another search engine, web hosting talk, or from a friend or other. We really do appreciate this survey here. So I'm just going to say Google. Support PIN. So this is a 4-digit numerical PIN code used for when you call support or hit us up on live chat. It's used to authenticate your account. I'm just going to use 1234 for mine. And make sure you don't share this with anyone, because only you will know this and our support team will know this. So when they pull up your account, they can look at the support PIN, they ask you, and make sure it is indeed you they're talking to. Okay, and then for domain registration information, use contact details above. It's just going to be masked because of the ID protection. And then we want to do a secure password. So I'm going to enter that in here. Let's see. Okay, enter our password. And now we have to enter our payment details. So just 1 second, I'm going to do a quick pause while I enter my credit card and complete the order. Okay, once you enter your payment details and submit your order, you can see you're brought into a screen that looks just like this here. Now, if you remember reviewing our reviews at the middle of this tutorial here, you can see we ask some quick questions here just on your current experience. Now, you can close this out if you would like, but we do ask that you provide this feedback to us because it allows us to improve our services. And then also a quick message, helps our team just to better our services and lets potential new customers what you think about us. And if you don't want to fill it out, you just hit the X. So you can see, thank you for your order. You'll receive a confirmation email shortly. So your email, all your setup details will be emailed to you, and you can continue to the client area. So before we dive into the meat and potatoes of the client area, let me show you where to find that email if you need to search for it. If you didn't get it in your email address, I'll show you how to find that. So just 1 second here. Okay, so from this main screen, we hover over Hello Ryan, and you click on Email History. So this is all the emails that we send you. We archive them inside of here. So our welcome message, you can see we've got our welcome details, our login details rather, our order confirmation details, our invoice payment confirmation details, and our new account, domain registration information. So all the information, all the emails from NameHero show up right here. So if you can't find an email, or you don't know where you put it, or you didn't save it, or you didn't print it out, you can always go back and find them inside of here. So this is just a great place, a great resource to have in my opinion. But I'm going to click on the logo and go back to the main client area. And this is where we manage everything. So we can go to our cloud web hosting, and you can see our Plus Cloud. This is our package that we just signed up for. If I click on it, this is where we manage everything with our new website hosting package. So first we can visit the site. And you can see nothing is there yet because we haven't set up anything. But this is what it looks like once it's not propagated yet. We can click on Manage Domain, and this will actually send you over to the domain page of our interface where you can make edits and stuff like that to it. You can see it's securewebhosting.net. We first paid $298. It recurs at this. It's active, next due, and we paid it for our credit card. The name servers have been automatically set for the server that you're provisioned on, so you don't have to worry about doing any of that. The register lock is automatically enabled, so you don't have to worry about that. And you're just really good to go with all of that. So if we go back to here, the first tutorial I'm going to walk you through is how to install and set up WordPress, because I feel like that 98% of our customers at NameHero use WordPress in some capacity or another, because it is the most popular content management system out there, and the easiest to use, and it's free. So many different people use it, including my dad with the self-storage facility, just because it makes it, it's extremely easy to get a website, a good-looking website online, and just good to go. So let's go into cPanel and install that. To get into cPanel, I'm going to go over here and click Log In to cPanel. Click that, and you can see I'm automatically forwarded into cPanel. I don't even have to enter my username and password because it automatically signs me in. So to install WordPress, I want to scroll down here to the bottom and click on WordPress. You can see it's right here under the apps installer, WordPress. So if I don't know much about WordPress, I can read more information about it here, but I just want to go ahead and install it now. All right, so this is a big one. So I want to choose the protocol. HTTP, HTTP www, HTTPS, or HTTPS www. Now remember, all domains at NameHero have free HTTPS. It just comes with your account. Sometimes it takes about 24 hours from sign up to enable on your account, and you can always reach out if you need it enabled quicker. But just to avoid any confusion, I just always select the HTTP and change it later. So my website, securewebhosting.net, and then I want to install WordPress in the root directory, meaning when I go to securewebhosting.net, I want to see WordPress. If I install it in a subdirectory, it's going to show me this nasty, ugly page here. I don't like it. So to do that, I want to delete the WP out of there. And I want to scroll down here to my site settings. So I'm just going to call it my blog, leave it default, or you can change the name to your site or the site description. You can change all this later. Enable multi-site, I don't want to do that. I need an admin username and password. I like to make this tough to guess, so I'm going to do NameHero. And I'm going to do a tough password. Make sure you copy this down somewhere, though. Safe. Don't save this somewhere where other people can get to it. Don't save it online. But use a strong password and a strong username. The majority of WordPress websites that we see get compromised are those that use weak username and passwords. There is such thing as dictionary attacks out there, to where hackers or malicious people will scan your username and password fields until they figure it out. So if you use these hard ones, it makes it very strong. So you want to make sure that it says strong here. Admin email, this is just your email address in case you get locked out. Site language, I speak English, that's what I'm going to leave it at. There's some extra plugins here, such as login attempts, Loginizer. This is actually really good because it'll protect you against brute force attempts, so select that. Advanced options, if you don't know what any of this stuff means, don't worry about it. Since we do the backups for you, you don't want to do this because it's going to eat at your inode space. But of course, if you want to do that, you can. I don't really recommend it. And don't edit any of this stuff unless you know what you mean. Next, your hosting package comes with tons of tutorials, comes with tons of themes for free. So you can search in here, and this search box is not the best, but there's all kinds of different templates to start your website on. So if you don't want to bother with going and finding one elsewhere, you can just look through here and find one that meets your credentials. So let's just say if you're looking for your own blog, a personal blog maybe, click on here and you can demo these. So like Blogger, click it here and you can see this nice little custom blog that looks pretty nice and clean. So let's just choose that one. I like that. So select this. And now it's going to install that theme for us. And this is optional. If not selected, the default thing will be installed. So you don't have to do this, but you can. Next, if you want to email the installation details, maybe you have a webmaster, or maybe you just want to email this to yourself, you can, and it just for your records. So I'm going to click on install. It just takes a few seconds here to install on your website. And you can see now we have installed and we are ready to get rocking and rolling. So now if I go to my website, instead of seeing this nasty index, if I hit refresh, I'm going to see my site. I see that nice theme, see WordPress, you can see Hello World, and I've got a site online. Just that quick, that easy, and I'm ready to begin editing it and making my blog. So now if I go here, you're going to see WordPress has its own admin area. So this is our main website, and this is your WordPress admin area. This is where you're going to make all the changes to your website. So if I click it, it's going to log me in. And remember to write down your username and password to get to this that we set up that we can use to edit our site. Now it says here at first, this theme recommends the following plugins. Simple shortcodes. Okay, so we can install that. It's simple enough. Just click install. Installed. Return to plugins installer. Okay, so we'll activate that since that was recommended. Return to the dashboard. Now we can go to posts, all posts, and if you notice on here, you can see we have a first, whoops, let's go back to our blog here. Hello World. This is the first post on the blog. So we can either edit this or delete it or make a new one. But this is just how quick and easy WordPress makes it to start publishing your content. You know, if you want to go and edit this, you can, or you can just move this one to trash, and you can click add new, and you can start typing your first blog post. And publish, and we go back here, hit refresh, whoops, and you can see my first blog post, test blog, and it's already been made. So it is that quick and easy to get your blog up to start publishing your content. Now inside of WordPress, you have your post, you have your media. This is where you upload your pictures, your videos, or what have you. Whatever you need to upload, you can do it in here. Now, if I click Add New, you're going to notice maximum upload file size is 25 megabytes. So if you say, that's good, but I need to upload a bigger file than that. How do I edit this? So we see this happen a lot with people that just sign up with us. So to change this, we need to go into cPanel and edit that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to our client area here. I'm going to click Log into cPanel, and I'm going to search for PHP. And you can see select PHP version. So this is where we actually control the version of PHP used. So by default, we have PHP 5.6. And that's just because PHP 5.6 is the most widely used right now, but most everyone's upgrading to 7.0. So you can see you can go all the way back to 4.4 or 7.0. So I recommend switching over to 7.0. Click Set as Current. After you do that, your site's now running version 7.0, which is going to be faster. But then to switch your upload limit, click the Switch to PHP Options, and we scroll down here to max upload size, and we want to change this. Let's see here, from post to 8, we want to change it to 64, apply, and then we want to find our upload. Sometimes if I don't see it, I just type it in here. File uploads on, upload max file size 2 megabytes. We want to change that to 64, apply it, and then click Save. Now, if we go back to our media library and refresh it, we can click Add New, and you can see I can upload up to 64 megabytes. So you can control that right here inside of cPanel. So if you want to go up even higher, let's just say you had something crazy. You needed to do 256. Do that, save, go back into here, and refresh it, add new. You have to edit the post size too, post size 128, save, go back to media library, add new, 64. And for some reason, it's not going to go any higher than that. It might just take some time to reflect that. But anyways, that's how you change your memory limit for your media and to upload those type of pictures. Next, you're going to have your pages. All pages, you can see a sample page comes with the install. So let's click View, and this is just a sample page. So if you wanted to make this your About Us page, you go back here and maybe change this to About Us. Whoops. About Us. And we could make it instead of saying sample page, make it say About Us in the URL. If I can learn to type today, okay. And then I could fill out information about me or about the blog and click Update. And if we go back into here, we can go here And it's not going to show that here. Click the page here, About Us. So you can see that I can make pages and posts inside of WordPress. So posts are more for your blogging items, your news items, whereas pages are actual pages of your website. So you might want to make a page that's about, if you're a local store like my dad, about us, contact us, pricing, services we offer. And you can build them all right here just by going to pages, add new, and then typing them up inside of here. And there's also many different options you can use inside of here to kind of customize your page and to make it, kind of look more custom to how you want it to show. Next, you have your comments. This is people that can comment on your blog posts, your news releases, or your pages, or you can turn that off. Appearance section, this is where we selected our theme. If we want to go to a default WordPress theme, we can do that. If we want to upload our own theme, we can click Add New Theme. We can search through here or we can click on Upload Theme. So what I like to do is you can look through the popular ones because you can see, remember, you have thousands of themes that come with your hosting account by default. So there's all kinds of ones in here that you can add for free, and you can go ahead and preview them if you'd like. So depending on what your business is, if you want it to be, let's look at this one here. This is like an agency type theme. See this here? More of an agency type website. So you can just kind of, tailor your site to how you want it to look, and then you can change it, right here on the fly. So I recommend spending some time in here to design your site to make it look like you want it to look like. I mean, look how pretty some of these are. I mean, they do a really good job without ever having to contact a web designer. So click Install. And it literally just takes a little bit to download and install on your hosting, and then you can have this theme on your website. Really, of course, there are web developers out there nowadays, and that's good. You can use them if you have that budget. But if you're like my dad and have a very limited budget for your web stuff, then why not just go out and use one of these templates and have a great looking website? So now if I refresh it, let's take a look at it now. So look at this here. Oh my gosh, I mean, look how good, nice, and clean this looks. And so we can go through and customize all this stuff about how our site looks and changing it. So now you can see here, we can customize here. And this will go on to change the advanced options such as the site title and the tagline, a site icon. I mean, we can really go through all of these one by one to develop our site and to make it look and feel how we would like it. And of course, there's plenty of documentation. Most themes have their own documentation they have inside of here. Like this one here, it's got a bunch of documentation on about it, and how to do certain things, like how to create a child theme, how to speed up your site, how to set up your menu sections, how to internationalize your site, how to build a landing page, how to change anchors, and all kinds of stuff. So if you view the documentation on your theme, you're going to really be able to dive in and create something custom. And this is if you want to do it yourself. Like I said, if you don't, there's plenty of WordPress developers out there. At NameHero, we don't do web development at this time. May do it one day, but right now we do not. We just provide the hosting and leave the development to you and or your staff. These are the plugins. If you want to install plugins, you can do them inside of here. You can see this theme here needs this one companion here, so you can install it right here, return to required plugin installer, and activate it, and that one is all set. So down here below here, you do have plugins here where you can add plugins to your site. And these just customize it a little bit more. There are plugins for everything. I mean, almost anything you can think of nowadays is in here. And just click Add New and type in whatever you would like, whatever adds to your site. Now remember, the LiteSpeed cache was one I said. So LiteSpeed cache. Now remember, this is included with your hosting package, and we can install it for you, but it has to be configured on the back end. It's already been configured on the back end. You just have to install the plugin. And like I said, if you want our team to install it for you, we can. It's got a 5-star review, highly recommended, because it does make things a lot faster. So there you go. I've enabled it on my site here, and you'll notice a substantial page load time once you enable the LiteSpeed cache. I mean, watch it just fly through these pages now since we've enabled that. So you can go in here and you can customize this. You can go into all this stuff here, but if you don't know what you're doing, don't mess with it. So what I always say, if you don't understand what these features mean, don't worry about it. But if you're a developer, if you're a little bit more advanced, then you can. But I don't recommend going in here and messing with stuff because it's already set up the way you need it. But basically, it just makes your site a lot faster. And again, this comes complimentary with your hosting package. So that's our plugins. If you want to add another user, you can do that here. If you have a web developer, if you have an author, someone's going to help you write posts on your site, you can add them up in here. Of course, you can edit your profile if you want to change up anything about yourself, like such as display name publicly. For example, I don't want to display as that. I want to display as my name. So update here and go down here. And now my blog will say Ryan and not my username. That's looks a lot better. So if I go down here, this won't say this anymore. This will say Ryan on it. My blog by Ryan. See, it looks much more professional than that long username. There's also a tools setting of WordPress to import and export content. If you don't know what those are, don't worry about them. Then you have your settings where you can go edit your URL, especially once you get that secure certificate. So once the secure certificate generates, I'm going to jump back to cPanel really quick and show you where that's going to be. In cPanel, you're going to search for SSL. If you click on SSL, TSL, and View Certificates, you'll see self-signed for this and Let's Encrypt for these. So you can see it has generated for the www. For these, it's self-signed, so we want to delete these here. Delete certificate, go back. So we have Let's Encrypt enabled for the www version. So we're going to test it out here. Let's go to HTTPS. Enter, and you can see now it's secure. So the SSL has generated. So what you want to do is in our settings here, our WordPress address and site address, we're just going to add that S. I'm not going to add it on my WordPress yet because I don't want it to log me out. Okay, so now when we go to my blog, it's going to be HTTPS. It's secure. It's ready to begin accepting credit card orders if we want to. If we want to have an e-commerce site, we can do that with our SSL certificate. We just have to check from our merchant processor if they do require PCI compliance, and that's a whole nother ballgame we have to get into. But it is now secured, and you'll see the secure lock at the top. But all we did in cPanel is make sure that we see issuer, Let's Encrypt. And again, this can take up to 24 hours to run. If you see a self-signed one like we saw, delete it. You want to have only the Let's Encrypt because that is the free and automatic SSL certificate. And you don't have to worry about it. If you click install here, it's not going to install because it's already installed there. So I don't know why they even put that in there because that confuses a lot of people. But that just shows that there's a secure certificate for cPanel, secure web hosting, mail, securewebhosting.net, webdisk, webmail, and the www. So it's all there and all set up. If you don't see it immediately, give it some time. Most of the time, it just waits to the DNS propagate so it can talk to the server. While we're in cPanel, let me show you some other things. Remember those limits. We talked about the entry processes is another limit we have. You don't have to worry about that. You're not going to reach those. The inodes, though, this is important because remember we have 100,000 soft limits. So you can see this site here is 2955. I said the average site is under 5,000, 10,000 at most. So you can see we're well in our limit here. And if you start approaching this, you'll know here. And at which point, if you start to approach it, you can always go back here and look and web hosting, and you can see you can upgrade at any time to the Turbo Cloud for 250,000 or the Business Cloud to the 250,000 inodes. So you can always upgrade that, and this is going to tell you, when you need to upgrade. CPU usage, you can see you're at 2 of 100, so 2% usage. You're nowhere close. Physical memory, you're at 18 megabytes to 2 gigabytes. You're nowhere close. If you start reaching these, or your site's lagging, these will start to turn yellow or red. And if they do that, then you can upgrade. That's why we give you the options here. Now, in the beginning of the video, when we were comparing all these other web hosts, 2 times performance, 4 times performance, they don't specify the limits. See, at NameHero, that's how we're different, is we specify the limits and we show them to you in cPanel in real time. So you can see what limits you're encroaching on. So you'll know before we know. So before you have to go through this process of upgrading, you know when you need to upgrade. As long as everything in here is green, you're good. Don't worry about it. If it starts to get yellow or red, then it's probably time to start looking at upgrading your hosting package. You can see our add-on domains are unlimited, aliases unlimited, autoresponders and bandwidth, and all the other good stuff. Disk usage of unlimited, so we're all good here. Our I/O usage, that's limited to 2 megabytes, which we're at 0. IOPS, our virtual memory, processes, mailing lists, MySQL databases, and subdomains, all unlimited. So we're all set on that stuff. Now, in cPanel, you can do almost anything to your website through here. You have your file manager, which is how you upload your files. You can manage images. You don't need this with WordPress. You don't need to worry about it really with WordPress. Directory privacy. This allows you to add passwords to certain directories. Your disk usage shows where you're using your disk. Web disk, kind of the same thing. You can create an additional web disk account. You don't really need to worry about that stuff. FTP accounts, you want to give a developer, FTP connections, backup, file restoration, and backup wizard. So just some stuff that you can use right off the bat. Now, one feature we ordered with this account is the Drop My Site backups. I want to show you how to get to those. We can scroll down here to the bottom, and you're looking for website backups. So at first, you have these backups, the backup administration. These are the complimentary nightly backups that we provide for you under right here. So this is different than the Drop My Site because this was only the last night's backup. If you ever need to restore your domain, a database, an email account, or a file or folder, you just click which respective one, and then you'll be able to see the backup as they generate. Since it's brand new, there's no data available in the table because it's brand new, right? So as these populate each night, you'll be in here. Now the Drop My Site, I'm just going to search for website backup. You can see under software, website backup. This is the Drop My Site backups we ordered additional to our package. You can see these here. It's already, next backup's in 10 hours and 25 minutes. Your databases will start to appear here as they're backed up. You have a website blacklist monitor if you want to add that. Your emails will be backed up. You can set up monitors in here. So we have all these cool things that we have backed up off-site completely. So that's another good saver here that you have. You can run a backup now if you want. It'll just back up the site in the current state as it is, and it takes a little bit of time to run. You can see it'll estimate the time for you. But this is where you're going to access all those that you ordered additionally. If you did not order these in addition, I recommend it just because you can keep these for longer than one day, and just make sure that your stuff is secured. And again, this is completely off-site, so it means it's at a complete separate location than your server. So in case NameHero is blown off the face of the earth for some tragic reason, your files are in a completely separate location. So highly do recommend these, and that will run. And once that runs, you can click over here and you can access your files, and you can restore just one file if you want. If you make an edit today and like, oh crap, I didn't mean to do that, I want to go back to yesterday, or I want to go back to last week, you'll be able to do that. So definitely recommend the Drop My Site, and that's where that is located. But inside of cPanel, there's many different things you can do inside of here. Feel free to go in here and play around with it. If you need to open a ticket with us, let us know. But pretty much anything that you need to do to your account is inside of here, from setting up your emails. Click on email account. You can see you can go ahead and set up an email account right here, enter a password, set up the quota, how much space it can use, and click create account. And it'll list all that inside of here. So again, everything that you want to do to your account is inside of cPanel, and also as well as those limits. So, we're not letting you guess at NameHero. Anything that you want to do, you can do it inside of here. Another big one is Cloudflare. A lot of our customers like that. Remember, I said it comes free with your account. You click here. All you have to do to set it up is create your free account. If you already have an account, you can click here to sign in. But if not, you can click here and just create your account with Cloudflare. And I'm not going to do it for this purpose, this video tutorial, but it's really as easy as entering an email address and a password. And then once you do that, you can go ahead and connect to the Cloudflare service. It's kind of point and click. One thing to note, though, with the SSL, if you connect to Cloudflare, they actually issue their own SSL certificates as well. So if you do set up Cloudflare, you might have to give it some time for your SSL to regenerate through Cloudflare. So that is definitely important to note. But again, everything can be done inside of cPanel that you need to be done. And we covered the PHP stuff. And then feel free to play around in here because you really can't mess up anything. I mean, it's very flexible. It's very beginner friendly. And they do have tons of documentation. If you get stuck on something, we've got our documentation, but then cPanel has their documentation documentation as well. So, make sure you check out both of those. If that's something that you get hung up on. And of course, we have our support team that's around to help you, whatever you may need to accomplish with your website. But, unlike many of the other web hosts we talked about, the SSL is a big thing that people want. And again, you verify that by just typing in SSL. And then you can see it right inside of here, certificates view, and just make sure that it says let's encrypt, and you're going to know that you are covered. If it doesn't, it says self-sign, delete it, and then the let's encrypt will generate automatically. If we go to our site now, again, we can begin editing it inside of the WordPress panel and making it look like how we want it to look like. Now, if you already have a website and you want to transfer it over, let's say you're using HostGator, InMotion, A2Hosting, and you want to transfer over your cPanel to us, you go over here to submit a ticket, click into technical support, and just fill out your ticket right here. You just type in migration request here, technical support, select your related service plus cloud, priority, how fast you need it done, and let us know. We normally get these done within 24 to 48 business hours, most of the time much sooner than that. But we just need to know your current cPanel information. We need to know your current login to your current cPanel, and then we'll port that on over for you. So I know a lot of our customers like to take advantage of that because we allow that for free within the first 30 days of your account with us here at NameHero. So if you are stuck at one of the other hosts and you want to move over, we're more than willing to help you out and to do that for you. So again, if you have any questions, any further questions that I did not cover in this basic setup video, I don't want to get too in detail about customizing WordPress. I'll save that for another video. I just wanted to demonstrate the actual setup though of getting it online, of getting the SSL online, and up, rocking and rolling. And our site is up and rolling with our free SSL, so we can really take advantage of it. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment on this video. I'm also going to have this on the blog, so you can comment on the blog as well, or reach out to our support if any questions. But besides that, thanks a bunch for choosing NameHero. I hope this video is giving you a nice perspective of what we do differently here at NameHero compared to the other web hosts out there. Regardless of your experience level, whether you are a complete beginner and you've never had a website before, and you're wanting to start it, I feel like at NameHero, we can really help you do that. If you have a website and you want to move it over from one of the other companies, again, we've got a package for that. If you are a seasoned internet webmaster and you work online for a living, we've got packages for you and we can help you out. So regardless of where you fall on the spectrum, we do have a web hosting package for you, and we'd be more than happy to help you out and to kind of get your business online and walk you through that process. So just let us know. Thanks a bunch for watching. Thank you for choosing NameHero. It is our pure pleasure in supporting you and providing you with 10 for 10 customer service. So thanks a bunch. I will see you in the next tutorial, in the next video.